You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
Beginning June the 27th, if you have an outstanding misdemeanor or a felony warrant, we are giving the public a chance to clear their warrant by taking advantage of being processed at the satellite booking office in lieu of the county jail. This is also an opportunity to avoid your name being published on a criminal warrants list and being arrested at your home or place of business. For further information, call 546-2093 or visit epcounty.com and click on Operations Safe Streets.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Denny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
You can now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the Purchasing Department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
You are watching the broadcast of the El Paso County Commissioners Court meetings. Commissioners Court meetings are held every Monday at 9:30 a.m. on the third floor of the El Paso County Courthouse, located at 500 East San Antonio in downtown El Paso. These meetings are open to the public. The meeting will start momentarily.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, July 30th, 2018. Commissioners Court is meeting in regular open session. Would you please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item number 3 is the consent agenda, composed of items 3A through 3H. We'd like to ask that item number 3F be postponed for 1 week at the request of the Public Works Department and Commissioner Haggerty. Are there any other items that members of the Court of the Public would like to pull for individual discussion?
Commissioners, any other items you'd like pulled or members of the public? Hearing none, and make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the postponement of item F.
Second.
Commissioner Perez is absent. Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty?
Aye.
Judge vote.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Easier that way.
Item number 4 is public comments.
Mr. Nava, we don't have anybody signed up right now unless there's someone who would like to speak. Okay.
No, sir, we don't have anybody that's signed up with us either.
Okay.
Item number 5, presentation. Receive a quarterly update from the Veterans Assistance Office.
Good morning.
Your Honor, Commissioners, good morning. Ronald Hessler, Veterans Assistance, and yes, here to present a brief from the third quarter, 2018. Just in our mission, I want to point out again that our mandate, our mission, is to submit benefits and claims on behalf of veterans and their dependents. And everything that we do are efforts that support this. In this past quarter, we developed 8 new partnerships. And by partnerships, I mean we've sat down with these organizations. They've agreed to refer individuals who are seeking claims for benefits. They'll refer them to us, and likewise, we would then refer individuals who are seeking their services to them. For the year, we've now established 21, and I've highlighted Paso del Norte Veterans Coalition. This is an organization that has taken it upon themselves to develop a coalition for all of El Paso County. There are several organizations that support veterans and do a lot, but there's never really been an organization that oversees it, not necessarily oversee it, but who kind of correlates everything, schedules everything in unison, and enables everyone to be on the same page. So far that has been a positive, and we're getting a little bit more overall participation when they're having coalition meetings in El Paso. We were pretty busy with outreach events. We attended 12, and for the year, we now have participated in 32. And again, highlight Recruit Military Job Fair. We attended that with HR. They did mock interviews. We also had a table set up there, so we were able to talk to a large number of separating veterans for the military and also discuss the positions that were open with El Paso County and give them an idea of what they might be able to apply for and be eligible to potentially have as a new job. We also attended the Veterans Free Legal Clinic that was sponsored by the Veterans Treatment Court. So again, just continuing our relationship with Judge Burrill and the Veterans Court. And then finally, the annual Memorial Day breakfast. This was set up and run by the Veterans Advisory Board, Mr. Sparks and Mr. McCollum, and was a very well-attended event, and I thought really well done, and everybody who attended seemed to get a lot out of it. I know Commissioner Leon was present for that, and yeah, by all accounts, it was a very successful event?
It was very well done.
Great. All right, next, with community resources, we updated the Veterans Resource Directory this past month, in June 27. This continues to be, I think, a great product and was a fantastic idea that we continue to update and streamline and make more effective. And I've received multiple calls and emails about how this has benefited different veterans and dependents throughout the community. So this is just continuing to be a great document, and we'll continue to update it and make changes as necessary so that it can continue to be a great resource. Our Veterans Assistance was able to attend the conference for National Association of Drug Court Professionals in Houston, and was great because so many veterans we know in this day and age are suffering with dependency, drugs, and behavioral health, which leads oftentimes to reliance upon, whether it's legal or illegal drugs. And this was able to open our eyes, and so we have a much better idea of how we can provide support and how to refer veterans in the community to get the support that they need. And then also we submitted and had approved the Veterans Advisory Board annual report. We had a couple of media events this past quarter. First, we started a Facebook page, and it is in its infancy, but so far the reviews and comments have been very positive. It's not anything that people, it's not for opinion or ideas or anything of that nature. It's just simply we're providing updates in the community for veterans events and things that are going on. Obviously, we're highlighting our events first and foremost, but anything that's going on in the community, we like to post and share also what we're doing as an office and how we can continue to provide support. We had a quick interview on CBS 4. It was just explaining what was going to happen during a recruiting fair. So we didn't really get to say too much other than just have our faces on the camera, and apologize for that because neither Efren nor myself were probably attractive enough to draw any interest. In any event, it was good. It was a good opportunity, and just get the word out there. Also, we started July 1st. Actually, it took about a week because I had to dot some I's and cross some T's on the grant documents that were returned. So we've been doing it for about 2 weeks now, the TVC grant. Thus far, we've seen a total of 22 clients and have provided $14,000 of the $200,000 in support for rental assistance and utilities. And just a quick note, I thought that this was a great grant because it would be funneling $200,000 into our economy, which would be a positive. But what I've realized is that this isn't really about that. This is really about helping. This is about helping people. This is keeping them in their houses and keeping their electricity, water, gas on. And it's been a blessing for me thus far to see how we're able to affect lives through this. And so it certainly changed my perspective that it's more than just we're just pumping money into the economy, but we really are we're really providing a service and giving people what they need, at a difficult time in their lives. So I just wanted to point that out and just say that I'm real happy that the county has supported us and provided us the assistance and the resources to carry on this project, and we'll continue to provide updates on it. And leading to our mission, our mandate is, the first quarter we discussed it, and we started out slower, And sure enough, as we did increase our partnerships and our outreach and become more visible, we've seen our benefits claims increase quite a bit. The second quarter, we went from 19 to 55 personnel or individuals seen, and then the third quarter was 58. So we leveled off right around there. And I would say with the time that we're away from the office and busy with other things, that's about where we can function and stay effective in other areas. So if that continues to increase, then we'll discuss it and see what opportunities there are with our office to try something else. But the good thing is we're staying very busy with clients and individuals, and just based off of calculations and the average number of benefits that are approved, we look at these 58 that have been filed. Or I'm sorry, 132 total for the year that have been filed. That's about an estimated $2.2 million that these veterans and dependents will receive annually. And again, this is helping people, because most of these individuals that are coming in are those who are struggling and having financial issues or having other struggles. So these benefits that they've earned are coming at a great time in their lives. And then finally, with total clients assisted, our numbers have correlated with the filed benefit claims. They've gone up from 80 in the first quarter to 303 in the third quarter. That's based mostly on the outreach. On the outreach, when we go there, we're seeing, dozens of people instead of one or two in the office. So again, we're able to be more dynamic and have a lot bigger presence in the community. And just below that, I pointed out that 80% of the clients we do see are located in the Northeast and the East side. We have an office on the Northeast side, and we're now preparing to be able to move full-time to an office on the East side. So I anticipate that will only increase not only our exposure, but the people that we're able to assist.
Question, in terms of the folks that are seeking assistance, do you see a trend in terms of what a majority of folks need assistance with?
I would say, Your Honor, and I don't know if it because word got out with the grant, because we had certainly put it out in that we were going to start it several months. Right now, I would say we're seeing a big spike in individuals who are seeking financial assistance, rent and utilities. That'd be the biggest one. Otherwise, I would say it's still about the same. They have either they're seeking benefits claims to be filed, or they have, sometimes it's just a simple question that we can answer with the resource directory, or we can just point them in the right direction. And I don't want to say point them in the right direction, but where we can hand them off to another organization that provides the specific resources that they're in need of that we don't ourselves provide.
Thank you.
And then just finally, some of the accomplishments for the past quarter. We have become compliant with SB 1676, and that's gone very well and very smoothly, and I think that we've become comfortable with where we stand in terms of Texas Veterans Commission and everything, with what they were expecting, and hopefully it's also the same on the county administration side. And just one more thing I'll point out is Efren Montalongo. He was appointed the Veterans Treatment Court Mentor Coordinator, which means he's responsible for all of the veterans who are mentors in the program. So it's a big responsibility, but again, just shows the relationship and continued continuity that we have with the Veterans Court, and that we're supporting of that and everything else that the county has. Pending any questions, that concludes my brief.
We appreciate all that you're doing. I know that you've really been out in the community and engaging a whole heck of a lot more. And I know when we had the first quarter presentation, that was part of the concern, but you told us, look, it's going to get better, and the numbers clearly reflect that. So I appreciate all that you've done to help more of our veterans in the community.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good afternoon.
Item number 6, County Administration. Discuss and take appropriate action to adopt the fiscal year 2019 strategic plan and planning documents.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Betsy Keller, County Administrator. Just want to start today and talk about what the court has been working on. As author Alan Lakin has said, planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. So I am very proud to present your plan, Commissioners Court's County of El Paso Strategic Plan for FY 2019. Of course, the county has an adopted vision to be a binational community, a vibrant community with a dynamic, diverse economy, a world-class center for health, and provide entertainment for all. The county has 4 main goals. The 4 main overarching goals are financially sound county government, strong growing economy, professional effective organization, and vibrant community. And underneath each of those goals, there have been some priorities that have been identified. Those priorities for the policy agenda include things like stormwater management policy and funding, City of El Paso strategy and action plan, community infrastructure improvement plan, county management employee training development program, regional transportation entity direction, and I missed the downtown jail direction and efficiency study, and community infrastructure improvement plan. Some of the high priorities that have been adopted under the policy agenda are the future water, wastewater county business direction, the medical contract for the jail, road pavement management program, the Fabens Airport Business Master Plan and Improvement Projects, the Downtown Administration Building, Parking Lot, and Facilities, coming up with an action plan, auditing operational control functions. This is an assessment report and future direction regarding risk and internal controls, jury selection process, refinements, and action plan. Under the management agenda, the top priority items include business retention and expansion plan, the investment policy refinement, information technology master plan, county buildings and facilities upgrade, a condition report plan, and a funding plan as well, criminal justice action plan, reports and implementation, judicial metrics development, continued development, data performance driven budget, and refining that process. The high priority items on the management agenda include a long-term debt policy and plan, a county employee recruitment and retention policy and plan, comprehensive county space master plan, a downtown heritage survey, Veterans Board, receiving some direction and guidelines on that, and then the IT operating platform new county domain migration implementation. The county has also adopted the values of having team pride in service. These are values that we will not compromise in everything we do. And the PRIDE is an acronym for professional, results, innovation, dedication, and ethical. That is an overview of the plan. The actual plan materials are in the backup as well. We have the plan in brief, the short plan in brief, which once adopted will have printed in color and laminated and provided to each member of the court to have for quick and easy reference. We have the actual action agenda, and then we have an overview of the executive summary for the plan. Are there any questions or anything I can provide for the court?
And that, Commissioner Leon?
Betsy, and this is it's posted where the public has access to this?
Yes, sir. And then once it's adopted, we put it on our main webpage.
And if you don't mind, can you go back to that very first slide you had?
Sure.
Okay, a couple up, forward, one more, right there. Go back. Yeah, if you know, I'm looking at it, and one of the things that I was thinking about during our planning sessions, if there's a mother of all goals that we have, is that first one, financially sound county government. And I think everything falls under that, and I am so proud of what all of us, the court has been able to accomplish over these last several years, and especially the directions that we're taking right now. I'm really proud of the fact that it'll be online so people can really look at what we're doing, what we're planning, what might be coming our way. So great job.
Thank you, sir. I think we're all very proud of the work that the court, it takes courage to make some of the decisions that help us maintain the financially sound county government, and we're all very proud. And then it takes a lot of work and effort by our department heads and our elected officials to achieve, to do more and hold the line. So we're all very committed and appreciate the direction from the court.
Commissioners, any other questions? I know we've talked about this at length, and it's not the first time, obviously, that the court undergoes strategic planning. This is just a continuation of the, as Commissioner Leon mentioned, the good work that the court has engaged in for several years. It looks like everything is on the backup for folks to review. It would take quite some time to go over the entire plan, but I appreciate the brief overview, Betsy.
Yes, sir.
There's no action to take?
We need a motion to adopt the plan.
That's what I said.
Yes, please.
I so move as described by Betsy.
Second.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Item number 7, Auditor. Discuss and take appropriate action to authorize the county judge to sign the safekeeping agreement between Frost Bank and the County of El Paso, Texas, which includes but is not limited to the safekeeping agreement, Exhibit A, to safekeeping agreement safekeeping fees effective June 30th, 2015, the settlement and processing guide capital markets effective January 1st, 2016, the commercial banking and treasury management services, schedule of fees as of December 1st, 2016, the safekeeping services schedule of fees as of December 1st, 2016, attachment A, safekeeping agreement, governmental entity rider, the addendum to Frost Bank safekeeping agreement, addendum to safekeeping agreement, addendum for safekeeping online, Frost Bank Capital Markets Division addendum to safekeeping fees, Frost Capital Markets Service Resolution, Frost Bank Resolution, Frost Bank Capital Markets Division Safekeeping Online User Registration Form Schedule 1, Funds Transfer Authorization, Frost Bank Capital Markets Division Securities Account Application, and Safekeeping Signature Card, and direct the County Auditor to obtain all necessary signatures. Contract number 2017-0518.
Was half of that item missing? That was so short. Really?
There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
There's a lot to this.
Morning.
Jim Utterbeck, County Auditor's Office, Financial Reporting, Audit, and Analysis.
And Diana Shear, Assistant County Attorney.
Run through these real quick. We have the W-9 form, which is our...
I don't know if you want to maybe move it up. Yeah, it might be helpful to...
We have the W-9 form, which is a standard county W-9 form that we give out to all vendors. First one that is with Frost is the resolution for setting up the safekeeping accounts with them. The second one is the addendum to that form for county governments. The third one is the governmental entity rider. Excuse me. Is the resolution assigning who will be doing the investments, who will be authorizing those, and putting the investments out there, which is myself, Linda Hemme, Yvonne Garcia, Edward Dion, Barbara Franco, and Victor Perez from the Auditor's Office. Next item is the addendum for safekeeping fees. We have the Treasury Management Services fees. And the Patriot Act, which requires them to, the information they are required to have on each account. Our institutional safekeeping agreement, stating that we'll do no foreign securities. Funds transfer authorization form, which sets the limits that we have for how much we can transfer, and all of these will be done predefined, repetitive, where the broker has to be approved by us. We will be sending a form that says, here's what we're buying, the QSIP number for that security, what the amount is, how much it is, and all the particulars of that security. And then the bank releases the funds when they've verified all the information on that security and take custody of it. Is the safekeeping agreement, the governmental entity rider. Item number 1-7, that should be replaced with the last item on here, which is the registration form. That when it was put on here, they picked up just the last page, not this first page, which has all of the ones who are allowed to do the investments. And this is for our online, our emails, and our authorization on it. Next one is the capital market securities application form per MSRB rules. Safekeeping agreement addendum to Frost Bank. And then the signature card.
A little clarification that may help the court. This is the agreement between us and Frost Bank that allows them to hold our securities, our investment funds. Y'all may remember last year we brought the depository and the collateral pledge agreement. So this is for allowing Frost Bank to hold our investment funds and collect and receive the investments that are made from them. It's essentially a custodian agreement. So perhaps that information has been helpful. We believe we have an agreement. So the addendum that we drafted, that is the superseding addendum that amends the whole stack of stuff. If you saw it on Thursday or Friday, is a little bit different. We believe we have an agreement between us. The one thing that we are waiting to hear back from their attorney on, we won't know until late this week when they become reavailable to us, is venue. So we have, we're going back and forth on that, but we believe that it's important enough to go forward in this agreement, so we're taking it to you now. If we have to amend and bring it back next week, we will, but we are trying to move this forward and get this in place so we can deal with the investments.
And I know I spoke briefly to the county attorney's office about this last week, but in the court's looking to create the investments policies, or at least looking at, I know we're looking at potentially having various vendors to get the greatest yield moving forward.
You're going off for an investment advisory services?
Yeah.
This agreement, if any of the signatories or the process change, the investment policy is really separate and apart from this, but if any of the players, as far as initiators, approvers, changes, then you just put through the additional forms and changes.
Okay.
And you notify Frost who's acceptable, notify a depository.
Yeah, that was my question.
But
If
the
anything would
investment policy is
change
separate.
in regards to getting that done and this policy.
This is just so that we can start investing, and if the investment advisor advises us to invest in government securities, we have now Frost Bank to hold the securities over the course of the investment, because basically that's the process. We can't, our depository bank does not actually have that service, and within the next year we'll be going out for bids anyway for a depository, so we'll be focusing on safekeeping as part of that process. But
Excellent.
what you're saying about the investment policy is totally separate and apart.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Commissioners, no? I would move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Leon.
Aye.
Commissioner Stout.
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty.
Aye.
Judge Vogt.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 8, Public Works. Pursuant to Texas Transportation Code Section 251.017, approve and adopt the road entry and access permit, including the applicable fees and procedures related to the disturbance of county rights-of-way caused by granting entry and access to facilities as part of the county's development of the fiscal year 2019 budget. Further, approve and adopt revisions to the Road Inspection and Maintenance Fund fees and procedures relating to the cutting of county rights-of-way as authorized by Texas Local Government Code Chapter 240.907. All aforementioned fees and procedures will be effective October 1st, 2018.
Morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Gilbert Saldana with Public Works. I'm waiting for the PowerPoint presentation. Well, this presentation is a summarized version of what was presented to you on Thursday. A committee convened to review and propose these changes to the road cut permit policy and fees. The committee was composed of Roger Esparza, ESD number 2, Eric Morales from the County Attorney's Office, Jorge Ascarete from CEA Engineering Group, who devoted a lot of his time to ensure that these proposed fees are fair and reasonable, and Mr. Jose Landeros, who was very instrumental in putting this all together. What happened? Okay, thanks. That's it. Okay. The committee had proposed to do some revisions to the road cut fee that was already adopted and from last year in September. We refer to this Road Inspection and Maintenance Fund, the RIM fees. And this is just obviously for cutting the roadways or the right-of-ways, and is authorized by the local government code. These revisions, initially they were a $500 flat fee, and we were proposing some changes based on the size of the cut, and we'll all refer to the preliminary and standard applications as based on the timing of when the permit is pulled. These RIM fees are for low impact type of cuts that are basically about 300 square feet or less. If the cut is over 300 square feet or more, they would also be subject to these RIM fees and also for the road entry and access permit, or the REAP fees. These fees these are the new fees that we're proposing, and they're based on the impact that the cut has on the county right-of-way. This is authorized by the Texas Transportation Code, and also the fees are based on the road type, classification, and cut size. This requires the adoption as part of the budget preparation process. These tables are the RIM and REAP fees. The top table has 4 categories for unpaved right-of-ways. The second one is exploratory type potholes. And then the last 2 are for typical paving cuts for paved right-of-ways. One is for 75 square feet or less, and the last one is for 75 square feet or more, or over 7,500 square. Sorry, 75 square feet or more. The preliminary fee is based if the applicant obtains the permit before the disturbance of the right-of-way, and if the applicant pulls a permit afterwards, they'd be subject to the standard fees, which is roughly about $100 more for every category. The REAP fees has those 5 categories, asphalt being one, and one is obviously if it's a residential street, it'd be $6.50. If it's an arterial type of street, it's a little bit $7.65 square yard. There's also a fee for a concrete road, a concrete driveway, and unpaved right-of-ways. And then we also have a category under over 100 square yards or more to take in consideration the economy of scale for this extremely large projects. We've also proposed to have some fee reductions to the REAP fees. First, if it's a county-sponsored and co-sponsored project, they'd remain exempt from these fees. We also have a quality of life project that we would propose to have a 50% reduction in REAP fees. These, in order for a project to qualify for a reduction in fees, it would have to be a public health and safety and welfare project. If the applicant is requesting these reduction in fees, they would have to come before the court and justify that it meets this criteria. The road reconstruction is another item that we'd like to propose a reduction as well. There is large projects or projects that are affect the entire roadway, such as a deep sewer line that would require the utility company to basically reconstruct the entire roadway. And in that case, the county would almost end up with a brand new roadway, and we would recommend a 50% reduction for that scenario. And if it's a partial reconstruction, we'd propose to have a 25% reduction. If they meet that criteria, we propose that it be an administrative approval from Public Works. The recommended action is to approve and adopt the road entry and access permit, including the applicable fees and procedures related to the disturbance of the county right-of-ways caused by granting entry and access to facilities as part of the county's development of the fiscal year 2019 budget. 2, approve and adopt revisions to the RIM fees and procedures related to the cut of the county rights-of-way as authorized by the Texas Local Government Code 240.907. The policies are adopted as presented by the Public Works Department to include any recommended changes by the court, and all fees and procedures will be effective October 1st, 2018. That concludes my presentation. I'll answer any questions you may have.
Commissioners, any questions? We received a very lengthy conversation on this on Thursday and had a pretty robust conversation about it. And it looks like everything that we spoke about was incorporated into this presentation. So any other questions or concerns? Commissioner Leon?
Gilbert, these fees, as we discussed them last week, are really fees that will cover our costs to have those repairs completed?
These fees are intended to be collected. In general, they're about 5% what it would cost for the county to repair every single cut. But obviously, that's not realistic that all cuts would have to go out there and reconstruct. So we estimated about a 5% cost, or that's what the fee is based on, a 5%. And collectively, if there's a 1 in 20 that do fail, we should have enough money to repair those cuts. And so we propose every year to analyze it and to see if the rate is increasing or decreasing, we can make that adjustment as necessary.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Motion to approve is described.
Christina, do you need us to read all those again? No? Is that fine?
No, it's fine as motion to approve.
Second?
As provided in the agenda.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty?
Aye.
Judge Vogt?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 9, discuss and take appropriate action on leasing additional equipment for the Public Works Road and Bridge Division in preparation for monsoon season. Further, approve the transfer of funds to an expenditure account if necessary.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Norma Palacios with the Public Works Department. On June the 18th, the court authorized the purchase of additional equipment for the Infrastructure Division of the Public Works Department. This equipment was so that we have the appropriate equipment should we have flooding events out in the unincorporated areas. We have received for the valley dumps, 3 of the valley dumps. The other equipment, and I think Mr. Staple and Purchasing can talk a little bit more about the procurement on that equipment. But today we have brought back some quotes on what it would cost should the court choose to lease the equipment in anticipation that we might have some flooding events.
And Norma, really quickly before we go on, I know that when we spoke about this last week, the bids were going to be reissued, or not reissued, sorry, that we were going to go ahead and finalize with the one company. It wasn't the El Paso-based company, but the company out of Houston or whatever it was. Did we get any clarification from them given the delay as to when they might come in, or is it still that 180 days?
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Houghton Staple, Fleet Operations Director. So as Norma says, on the stormwater equipment, the belly dump trailers are here.
Right.
The 3 truck tractors, I got an email. Those will be here late January. The water truck and dump trucks, based on the conversation with the vendor on Friday, they're still looking at the 240 to 300 days. However, they are aware of the situation, and per his email, they're doing everything they can to move around, build at different plants to be able to get us the vehicles quicker. But as of right now, they're still the default is the 240 to 300 days.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
But before you sit down, that's kind of shameful that we allowed them to actually craft this contract in the way that it was. We needed that equipment. As we discussed last week, for this season, obviously we're not going to get it, then that's what this item's here for. But I think in the future that we actually, I know we went through a bid process or the buy board that precludes the bid process. And I think that because we did that, it may have saved us some money, but we're a year behind in trying to get this equipment in town.
Deborah Correjo, purchasing agent. There was some miscommunication. A bid would not necessarily have gotten us the equipment faster. This is the normal build out and find time for most items of this nature. As we found out with the quote on the rental before we ever started the process, even to rent this equipment, they were having trouble finding it. I think if we had gone with the bid route, we would have also been given the same time and date for the build out. Unfortunately, what I suspect occurred is when the mistake was made And the department went to the El Paso vendor. The El Paso vendor basically gave the information as he saw it, and that wasn't the information that was on the actual cooperative that we used. Going with the cooperative wasn't to save money. It was actually to try to cut some time and response time to the department. The saving money was a byproduct of that. I think if we had gotten an earlier start on the entire process, we may have been able to shave off some more time. However, that time that they've quoted to Hopeton is the normal time. I'm unsure where the 30 days came from. I'm just unsure.
I am also, but as I understand it, the court was led to believe, or at least I was led to believe, that we would have that equipment for this season. And now it's even, we may have it for next year. So I think as we move forward, and I know that you're looking at this already, that we, when we order or in the process of trying to get that equipment in, that we maybe expand our, I don't want to say our vision, but maybe we need to look elsewhere to try to get that equipment. I know it exists someplace. We just need to get it in here.
I think, sir, that from this event, unfortunately, we've learned some great questions to ask as we do go forward, because there will be other pieces of equipment that need to be changed out. Purchasing, of course, we get smarter as we use these cooperatives. And in this case, I do believe we didn't ask the right questions. I do believe the department didn't ask the right questions. I do believe that if we come at this again, we will be better. You will get more accurate information. I do think also from a purchasing perspective that if we were to do bids and compare them to co-ops, we may or may not see an improvement in pricing or an improvement in time, but the only way to find that out is to actually do it. And so as we move forward, we will look at other options on that too, because I do understand the concern, and the vendor in converse understands the concern, and he is willing to work with Hopeton to try to find a faster way. So we've been given worst case scenario in this instance. But I agree with you. There are other things we can look at.
Well, thank you for your honesty. I appreciate that.
My only fear is, I got the impression last week when we were talking, there was a fear of renting because what happens if we damage equipment or things like that. And now we're talking about renting equipment. And so I don't know if that's, if we're going back and saying we didn't want to rent, we wanted to buy instead of rent because we didn't want to worry about damaged equipment and costs, and now we're saying we're going to rent.
Commissioner Hopeton Staplegan, Fleet Operations Director. After reaching out to HR, if we rent this or lease this equipment, they would add it to our policy like any other fleet vehicles we have in the fleet. The premium is about $180 to $200 a year. We do have a $50,000 deductible, but that's on our entire fleet. So this equipment would be added just like any other equipment. The only problem is it's more expensive than your typical vehicle. So if we do damage it, we could get closer to that $50,000 deductible.
And Commissioner, just to clarify, we're bringing this back because it was a request of the court to bring back the option to lease. Last week, you all asked that we, since we weren't going to have the equipment as quickly as originally thought, that we look at the option to lease this equipment.
And so as you can see by this worksheet that we have on the screen, they don't lease the truck tractors, so we wouldn't have access to those. But there is a cost for the water trucks that we were able to obtain, and also for the tandem dump trucks. The lowest vendor is $80,752 for 10 weeks. We do need to, they require 2 to 4 week lead time for them to get us the equipment that we need. This equipment wouldn't be just sitting in our yard. We do have other projects that we can start using this equipment with. For example, the dirt that was donated last week, we could start moving that right away as soon as we get the equipment. I don't want to say right away, but when we have access to this equipment. So it wouldn't just be sitting in our yards. That's something I did want to share with the court.
I mean, it's nice to know that we at least have the option to lease over the next several weeks, at least for this monsoon season. I would be in favor, especially knowing the information that we know now from HR, that these vehicles would be covered under our policy. They would still have to meet that threshold of the 50,000 if there was any damage. But I do think it's imperative, and I think Public Works, I would hope maybe you'd agree with me that this would be really helpful in the event of any additional flooding that we will more than likely see. And having this equipment will be helpful, especially given the fact that we have the staff that can
use the equipment,
yeah.
Should we have it, yes. And so, to go back, just to give you an idea, like on the cost of the equipment, I mean, and then so that you could see the lease option.
Commissioners, any thoughts? I'm in favor of having purchasing work through providing a recommendation as to which of these vendors might be the best to go with. But I think in the interest of time, this might be a good route for us to engage in this flood season.
I agree with you. We need to move on it fairly quickly.
Agree.
Yeah. I'd make a motion to, now this is a little trickier because we've got 7 potential vendors, so.
We have a recommended vendor?
Yes, yes, Judge, we go with the lowest vendor. They do have the actual dump truck that we need. They actually have the water truck capacity that we need, and they do require the 2-week notice. If you look at the price, vendor number 2 would be the optimal vendor to use based on the 6 quotes that we received.
And does this have to come back separately just to approve this one particular vendor, or can we make the motion now to approve one vendor?
I think you can do it because normally the department could do this without it coming directly to the court. What we need is, I believe we need the approval to use the stormwater penny money to pay for this and do any relevant transfers. Is that correct, Wally? Do we need a transfer, or is it paid directly from the fund?
We do a transfer out into the stormwater fund and expend it from stormwater to track expenses, ma'am.
So that would be the item, is to award at the $80,752 and to approve the funding from the Capital Stormwater Fund.
To make that motion?
Yes.
Second? And that's where we're talking about vendor number 2, is that correct?
Vendor number 2.
Vendor number 2, Commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
And this may sound silly, but I thought, and I might be completely wrong, but these were just quotes. So these are actual submittals of a proposal. They're not going to come back and say, oh, it's 10,000 more, it's 15,000 more. I want to know that this is the actual price, like in terms of them submitting a.
This is the actual price, Judge. The only thing we removed on any of them is the vendor will deliver or pick up, but we could do that because the delivery and pickup charge were like $4,000 to $6,000. So we have staff. We could go straight to their yard and pick up ourselves. So the numbers you're seeing on the screen is based on the quote, the actual cost to lease for a 10-week period.
Purchasing, you're fine with that? Sure, everything is correct.
I need to go back and review the quotes again because these were historical quotes. They're not old by any means, but I do need to work with the department and make sure we have all our ducks in a row because of the $50,000 threshold, and then cutting the PO and doing everything in accordance with the process, the internal process.
And that was my only, not concern, but the 50,000 piece is making sure that because it went above that, if this had to go through another process to bring it back to the court for approval. And I don't know. Mr.
Go ahead.
Hargrove?
I would request as well, just so that we don't have any further delay in time, if I can just ask staff, what is the highest recommended amount we would have for the rentals and leases? The reason I'm asking that is if the court would further approve and authorize when we get to the budget amendment portion, adding the appropriate transfer to today's budget amendment. That way I could move those funds this week and not have to wait another week, just in case we have a weather event occur.
You're asking the highest quote?
Well, the amount I would need to move over to the
Okay, so based on the quotes, this was 210,000, but that vendor, the dump truck they're offering, we can't use because they're offering the articulated dump trucks, which are just used for off-road purposes.
It would probably be, of those vendors that we could use that don't have that red asterisk, the highest would be the 130,000, I think.
That was my understanding.
Correct.
So I would, when we get to the budget amendment, I'll give you the language to approve and authorize me amending this week's amendment to move those funds into the appropriate budget, so we're ready for a flood event.
Not to exceed the 13712.
No, Wally's asking for an up to amount, just so that we have that kind of set aside just in case.
In case we have to go with the highest bid, the highest one.
If we could lay this item on the agenda, Christina's going to verify that we could use this under a public safety procurement and proceed because timing is imperative for public safety for this purchase. So she's going to verify the statute on that, and then before your meeting is adjourns, we'll have an answer.
Okay, perfect.
Make sure that your motion is clear as well as to what you want to do. So it's on.
Excellent. Thank you. And are we okay then, though, for item 10, as Wally discussed, amending this budget or this item to include the purchase of this equipment as a budgetary amendment?
It's item 9, Judge.
Right. But for item 10.
The budget adjustment.
So I would suggest we lay them
Agenda? Can we
both
read
on the
item
table.
10 in the agenda, please? Are we moving on?
Yeah, I think we're moving on. Are there any questions or concerns, commissioners, on item 9? No? Okay.
But I'm sorry, before we move off of, do we need to vote on it first?
We're going to bring it back before you adjourn.
Okay.
So would you also like to bring back the budget amendment as well and go into executive and do both after, just so we're covered?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
we
please.
can wait to bring that up once we have an answer. Thank you.
This brings us to executive session, item number 11. Commissioners Court will now recess into executive session to discuss items 11A through 11E. Pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and 551.074. Commissioners Court will reconvene to take official action.
Beginning June the 27th, if you have an outstanding misdemeanor or a felony warrant, we are giving the public a chance to clear their warrant by taking advantage of being processed at the satellite booking office in lieu of the county jail. This is also an opportunity to avoid your name being published on a criminal warrants list and being arrested at your home or place of business. For further information, call 546-2093 or visit epcounty.com and click on Operation Safe Streets.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
Now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the Purchasing Department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus to public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346th District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
Beginning June the 27th, if you have an outstanding misdemeanor or a felony warrant, we are giving the public a chance to clear their warrant by taking advantage of being processed at the satellite booking office in lieu of the county jail. This is also an opportunity to avoid your name being published on a criminal warrants list and being arrested at your home or place of business. For further information, call 546-2093 or visit epcounty.com and click on Operation Safe Streets.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
Now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus through public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barriz started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
Beginning June the 27th, if you have an outstanding misdemeanor or a felony warrant, we are giving the public a chance to clear their warrant by taking advantage of being processed at the satellite booking office in lieu of the county jail. This is also an opportunity to avoid your name being published on a criminal warrants list and being arrested at your home or place of business. For further information, call 546-2093 or visit epcounty.com and click on Operation Safe Streets.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
Now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the purchasing department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus to public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barril started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
Beginning June the 27th, if you have an outstanding misdemeanor or a felony warrant, we are giving the public a chance to clear their warrant by taking advantage of being processed at the satellite booking office in lieu of the county jail. This is also an opportunity to avoid your name being published on a criminal warrants list and being arrested at your home or place of business. For further information, call 546-2093 or visit epcounty.com and click on Operation Safe Streets.
Commissioner Andrew Haggerty would like to invite you to his weekly breakfast meeting that takes place every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. at Danny's Diner, located at 4690 Trans Mountain Road. Every week he has a different speaker who will be discussing topics of interest for the community. So if you live in the Northeast, West Side, or anywhere else in the county, come and join us for the breakfast meeting.
Don't wait in line, pay online. Visit the Financial Recovery Division website at http://www.epcounty.com/budget/financialrecovery.htm to make your payments online or find out more about our kiosk locations. We now accept payments on misdemeanor, felony, and justice of the peace cases.
Now watch Commissioners Court meetings on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for El Paso County Commissioners or El Paso County, Texas. Subscribe to our channels to see our latest videos.
Did you know that you can save money on the cost of your medications? And doing so is easy. In 2015, the County of El Paso launched a prescription discount card program from coast to coast. The cards are available to all El Paso County residents free of charge and everyone qualifies. You can pick up a card at any county office location, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, or Target pharmacies, or simply print the card at www.coastrx.com. Happy savings!
Did you know the County of El Paso's Purchasing Department is responsible for ensuring that all items and services needed by various county departments are purchased in the manner required by the state of Texas? Whether through formal sealed bids or smaller dollar quotations, the county purchasing team is dedicated to finding the best contracting return on your taxpayer dollars. Additionally, the Purchasing Department is responsible for the tracking of inventory within the county and properly disposing surplus to public auctions. For questions about how to become a vendor and compete for county contracts, or to learn more about public auctions, please contact us at telephone number 915-546-2048.
The 346 District Court Judge Angie Juarez Barriz started the El Paso Veterans Treatment Court program in 2012 for veterans and active service members that have been arrested and charged with a felony or misdemeanor criminal offense. To be considered for the specialty court, the statutory criteria includes be a veteran or current member of the United States Armed Forces, including a member of the Reserves, National Guard, or State Guard, and suffer from a brain injury, mental illness, or mental disorder, including PTSD, or be a victim of military sexual trauma, all occurring or resulting from military service. Call Sylvia Serna, Veterans Program Director, at 915-546-2119, or email her at sserna@epcounty.com for any information.
Did you know that the County of El Paso's fixed asset control and inventory disposal is handled through the purchasing department? Throughout the course of each business year, the county holds live public auctions to dispose of aged equipment, vehicles, furniture, and other items that are no longer needed. To find out about upcoming auctions or to learn more about the county's inventory disposal process, contact the purchasing department at telephone number 915-546-2048.
Commissioners Court is reconvened into regular open session. Item number 9, discuss and take appropriate action on leasing additional equipment for the Public Works Road and Bridge Division in preparation for monsoon season. Further, approve the transfer of funds to an expenditure account if necessary.
Good afternoon, County Judge Commissioners. Christina Sanchez, Assistant County Attorney. Where we left off on this item was whether or not this is something that could be a discretionary exemption under the Purchasing Act. And in fact, there is a provision in the local government code that allows for this to be a discretionary exemption for the court in the need of public health and safety. So with that, my understanding is that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that the court was wanting to move forward then in leasing the equipment up to an amount of $138,000, and you're also seeking a transfer. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I believe that was the question we had. So now that we know that we can move to approve, then we would go up to a certain amount from the flood account.
Right, and I have some proposed language for the court, some recommended language, now that we understand that that's the feedback from the court. And that language, or the action item, would be approve and authorize county staff to move forward in leasing equipment as necessary and described in the backup in preparation for the monsoon season up to $138,000, and to authorize the transfer of funds from the county stormwater account. In addition, the court makes a finding that pursuant to Section 262.024A2 of the Texas Local Government Code, that this is a discretionary exemption under the Purchasing Act, as leasing the equipment is necessary to preserve or protect the public health or safety of the residents of the county. And that's the proposed language for that item.
What was that dollar amount, Ms. Sanchez?
$138,000. We rounded up from the 137.
Wait, it was 130,700. So you should be rounding up to 131,000.
Okay, 131,000 then. Excuse me. So from 138, it's 131, Caesar.
And we had a motion on the table from the judge originally and seconded by Commissioner Leon. Would you like to uphold those?
Yes, we'll uphold those as read into the record by Ms. Sanchez, with the correction on the amount, 131.
Thank you. Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty?
Aye.
Judge vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item number 10, Budget and Finance. Approve amendment number 42 to the County of El Paso's 2017-2018 operating budget. This budgetary amendment will decrease grants by $64,584, thus decreasing the County of El Paso's 2017-2018 overall operating budget of $488,911,671.53 to $488,847,087.53.
Good afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. Wally Hargrove from the Office of Budget and Fiscal Policy. You've received the backup for this budget amendment. I'm just asking that you approve and authorize the addition of a transfer in the amount of $131,000 for agenda item number 9. Funding would come out of COGF-GADM-XFER out, and funds would be transferred into GF-RB FLOOD-CNT-rent lease for $131,000. I'll provide Mr. Caesar with a copy of the backup.
Commissioner Wally or Christina, I guess our motion would be that we believe the amount to be about $80,000, but it will be capped at $131,000.
That's correct. The 131 is the cap. That is correct.
I make that motion.
Second.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty?
Aye.
Judge vote?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
And item number 12 from regular session, discuss and take appropriate action to approve an amendment to the El Paso County Chief Administrator's Employment Agreement, contract number 2018-0294.
Judge, Commissioners, requesting an amendment to my employment agreement with the county to clarify that professional development expenses will be reimbursed over a certain amount if the county administrator voluntarily resigns from employment within 12 months of those expenses being paid on her behalf. And it would be for travel occurrences, for travel and professional certification purposes that are over the amount of $3,000 per occurrence in the past 12 months. It to be effective immediately.
To approve.
Second.
Commissioner Leon?
Aye.
Commissioner Stout?
Aye.
Commissioner Haggerty?
Aye.
Judge vote.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe that is all for today's agenda. Thank you all so much. We are adjourned.
This concludes today's meeting at 12:18 p.m.